Welcome to Honoring Our Pets' Wisdom, Positively Connected. I'm your co-host, Carmen Hansen. I'm joined by the lovely Sharon Carne and our beautiful participant this week, Barbara Cunnings. So welcome to all that have joined, and thank you so much to the EWN Network, the One with the Earth Network, and thank you, Ruth Anderson, for having us on and sharing some of these wonderful stories and understandings and sharing these beautiful animals around the network. The name of this show is Roxie Rockin' On. So welcome and enjoy. The intention and the purpose of our show is every pack should be in balance, including the animal and the human companions. So we are spreading the word that we can actually energetically speak with our animals more and perhaps be more in balance and harmony with them. And some of our issues and trials and tribulations with our beautiful pets can be smoothed over, so to speak, and we can be in more harmony. And just by us being more grounded and listening, we can be more in harmony with our whole pack and our whole pack of human animals as well. So our intention is really to share this exciting, to me, it's exciting information and exciting ideas. And we're just so pleased to do so and honored. And Sharon,
Thank
do
you
you have
so
something?
th-
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Carmen. This is such a fascinating experience for me being able to work with real live animals and their human companions. So welcome for me too, Barbara and Roxy. And I'm just so delighted to be a part of this and to be able to learn more how beautifully and perfectly we all can connect with our world around us, including our beautiful animal companions. So let us start with opening sacred space.
I would love to do that. Thank you for the invitation, Sharon. I'm going to grab my beautiful singing bowl, which I am so blessed to have been allowed to own. So this is Mashindra. We're going to do 3 ohms. Even if if you come into the recording, you can join in with this and feel the sacred space surrounding you. Om. Feeling the connection with the earth and with the divine. Om. Feeling connection with all energy, the everything, and may I suggest the nothing. Om. Breathing in, releasing a paper thin layer of tension. One more breath in.
One of my favorite things. Thank you, Carmen. I want to take a moment while Carmen's putting her bowl away to introduce her. She is such a brilliant animal communicator. She also is a sound wellness practitioner. She's a shamanic elder and a metaphysical teacher focusing on bringing love and light to our world. I have worked with Carmen many times and I'm always blown away. Every time I do this, Carmen, we have become very good friends, and I really am just so excited to be doing this together with her.
Thank you, Sharon. May I introduce you as well? The lovely Sharon Carne, who is my dear friend as well. We really work well together, is the founder of the Sound Wellness Institute. She's a best selling author, an international speaker, a musician, a recording artist, a master sound healer, and a publisher. And I've been witness and had the experience of having sound wellness sessions with Sharon, and it is truly a gift. And we have different gifts, so that's why we are so it works so well with us. And we have high respect for each other, and that's just our whole union. When you come in together as in love, your energetic impression and intentions are amplified.
Carmen, can you tell us a bit about animal communication, what it is and how it happens, and maybe some tips on how to listen to our companions?
Thanks for asking that question, Sharon. I stumbled across the communication aspect through healing touch for animals. And in our class, they didn't mention anything about messages or communication except one way to allow the animal to hear the messages. They never said anything about things coming back. So I was quite surprised when a little Jack Russell spoke to me about missing his large black dog friend. And what I feel like is if we take the time to ground in and join with the everything, as I mentioned, uh, we slow ourselves down enough to actually pay attention. The We're in such a rush these days. We're rushing here, rushing there, or rushing to just play a game on our phone or go to a Zoom meeting. And we're not taking time to connect with the earth, connect with the trees, the mushrooms, the animals. And I've had several fascinating discussions with crows, squirrels, dogs, cats, even a lobster in the store. And I really believe that everyone can do it if we take the time to ground, because we have to be in this sort of the same level. So ground and just feel into a circle between you and your pet that you want to talk to. Almost create an energetic circle. Hello, hello, Roxie. And just look into her eyes. And I know that Barbara is a willing student on all these things. So, as per our discussion yesterday or a couple days ago. So, just look into their eyes, breathe in, because all our thoughts and worries and what we project on the animal, and oh, they've got, a bad leg, or I'm worried about cancer, or I'm worried about that lump on their leg, or whatever it is, we're projecting it on. So what we create, what we think about, we create. So my invitation to everyone is to just breathe in, ask for the highest vibration, and ask for what, in your case, Barbara, Roxie wants to tell you. And you may see a picture, or you may hear a little chitter in your ear. She's got a strong voice in my ear. So she's not, I've talked to a few and they have different tones of voices, but she's got a similar voice to how she barks. Very, very strong, and power, like she knows who she is. and she wants to lead your pack, and that's one of the issues that you're having. So does that answer all the questions that you were thinking to answer, Sharon?
Yeah, this is awesome, Carmen. And I remember our dog Patches. We haven't had her with us for a long time now. And I, when I, as I be, I'm not sure I ever quite got to hear her voice in pictures and ways. I always saw her or understood her through her body language, and she through me. Because I'm reminded, Carmen, as you're talking about the projection, of one day we were getting ready to go out for a walk, and I something happened that, and I was really angry and frustrated. It's like I was walking like, I could just feel it in every step all the way up the hill. And then she got my attention because everybody we passed, she was growling and barking at. She didn't usually do that. Occasionally there'd be a dog that she'd bark at, but she hardly ever did that with everybody. And she was doing that with everybody. And she finally did it often enough that I thought, okay, Sharon, she's not doing this. I'm doing this. And she's picking this up through me. So as soon as I realized that, I laughed at myself thinking, oh yeah, okay. and then and then mood changed completely. She was trotting along just as happy as could be, didn't growl or bark at anybody. And for me, that was a huge lesson in how powerfully our dogs are connected with us, especially with our emotions and our moods. For me, she was a reflection of what's going on with me, especially when I was angry or out of sorts, or and of course, when you're not feeling well, a dog will come and wrap themselves around you in a way to help you feel better. But that one was a big lesson for me, and how powerfully that connection is. Even though I wasn't, she communicated quite successfully that time. It was really a good lesson.
Uh, what an excellent point. Thank you for sharing that story, Sharon. We're all bio individual, and we all have our gifts show up in a little different way. So you could take my words and modify them. My word isn't the end all be all, but this is how it works for me. So Sharon's ideas may be more suited to each some of the viewers or the listeners. So it's fascinating how this energetic signature allows us to be our individual selves. Everyone is just slightly different, even if we're really close. We're sitting on a different place in the circle.
It was interesting, Carmen, when you asked us to take a breath in and then listen. And and then I thought of Roxie, and I could feel her huge heart. She's trying to do her best, but isn't quite sure.
Mhm.
And as you said, I could feel that big, beautiful heart of hers. She's a beautiful dog.
She's beautiful. She's lovely. I connected a little bit earlier so that she would not be just um, surprised. I asked her if it was okay with her, and so I asked permission, and she said, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." She sounds like a guy actually to me in my head, but oh yeah.
And maybe since we're talking about Roxie, we could have Barbara tell us about a little bit about her and Roxie.
There. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can, Barbara.
Okay. So I got Roxie when she was 8 weeks old. I had a dog previous who I had to put down in May. She was 13 and a half and very sick. So because life changed, I decided to get another dog, and it was a little difficult. So I finally found someone that had puppies, which was not my intention, but I thought, well, okay. And from the very beginning, she was a very different dog, very strong-minded. I put her in the kennel in the back of my car, and she barked for half an hour all the way home from North Haven all the way to Woodlands. And she's always been very definite about what she wants. I would take her out in front of my apartment building, and she would meet other dogs. And this was only the first time I'd taken her out to let her run. And she'd had enough. She booted it right back to my apartment. I went, that's enough. I'm going home. So she has been a challenge because she's been very determined, sometimes a little aggressive. She won't let me take anything from her mouth. She'll go to bite. And she's done that to a friend of mine who also has Scotties and is quite familiar. So she didn't realize at first what I was dealing with until she did it to her. And then she got it. So, so now I've learned she's very manipulative. When I had her in training classes, she learned how to manipulate the treats. And I finally said, this isn't working. She's doing what she's not supposed to do to get the treat. And I said, I have to work a different way with her. And I'm still working on that. The letting go of things at the dog park, she became very ball obsessed at one point. So I stopped taking the ball. Now she plays with other dogs more, but if she picks up another dog's ball, she'll play with it for a few minutes and then drop it and let it go. So I've learned if I just let her drop it and not make it a game or chase her or force her to give something up, she will let it go. So it's interesting. And she hasn't been a good girl walking on a leash, which is disappointing for me because I'm a walker. I love to walk and I want to go on these long walks, and I need a dog that will behave herself so I can go off and take her to different parks and we can go exploring. But if she'll on occasion turn around and grab the leash and start jumping and being a nuisance. So it's made me a little leery because she's now a big dog. And so I have to conquer my distrust of her when I take her out, because that's what she's picking up, I'm sure, at this point. So I'm leery because I've seen the bad behavior. So that's kind of my connection with her. But most of the time she's quiet like this in the morning. She's calm. She'll lie in the Chesterfield or she'll come and snuggle with me. She does lie on my bed at night. I invite her there. I don't mind her as long as she gives me my space on the bed. But she does have those issues, which are concerning. And she did that at the dog park on Monday with the friend that I go with who knows her, who's known her since she's been little, taken her with her dog when I've been moving or doing other things. And she did it to her. So she started grabbing her leash and being quite aggressive. After we left the river, she didn't want to go away from the river. So when she doesn't get her way, she acts out and looks quite aggressive. And I don't want to get bitten.
May I ask a couple of questions, Barbara?
Yeah.
How long after your previous dog passed away did you get Roxie? Was there several months or years, or was it right away?
No, it was, I put Bear down in May and I got Roxie at the end of July, mostly because I thought if I was going to get a puppy, I didn't want to have a puppy in the winter. I wanted to have a dog in the summer so I could train him. Yeah. But I was missing my dog, and I'm by myself. I wasn't going to get another dog because my plan was to do some traveling, but COVID intervened. So I thought, well, I'll get another dog and enjoy and go for my walks and stuff. But yeah.
Thank you. My feeling is that there's a part of this, and Carmen, I'd love to hear what you think too. My sense is that she's she feels you're grieving for Bear, and she's not sure who Bear is, and is competing in a way for a place in your heart, is a sense that I'm feeling. And that, yeah, Carmen, I just wanted to say that, because that's been sitting in my heart as Barbara was talking.
Yeah,
Um,
Bear, I feel
That's
the
interesting,
same.
actually, because now and again I slip up and call her Bear.
I feel the presence of Bear still in your home. So
Oh,
we're gonna do a little connection with him as well. So there'll be three in your pack, or two others in your pack, Barbara. And
that's interesting. I see her now and again look off around as if she's seeing somebody, something.
mhm.
Would that be it?
Yeah, it may
Well,
be.
well, really, I would call her. I would label her Bear when I'm talking to other people. So I guess maybe, yeah, I had Bear for a long time. She was 13 and a half. So
mm,
Mhm.
I need to
So
correct that.
I've got some ideas of what we can do in our session, and if we're ready to go, ladies,
Okay,
we'll start and
good. Do you want
allow.
her beside me? Are you okay where
Well, yeah,
she is? She's
let's
okay.
let's have the viewers see our little bear, or our little Roxie.
I'm going to turn the laptop so you can see her sitting on the Chesterfield here. Can you see her?
yes, there she is, tucked in. Hello, Roxie.
Hi, Roxie. She's a lab
Lab.
Burr cross,
Yeah.
and she's a medium-sized dog, and she has lots of energy. And as you heard earlier, Barbara's a little bit distrustful of her because of her previous actions. So we're going to do the pack energy balance and grounding for everyone in the household. Bear doesn't need it, but Bear's going to be connected into the energetic signatures so that Roxie can feel it better and trust it more. I'm going to, some of my messages are going to be around safety for Barbara, and that I know that Roxie loves her mama. She said that already to me, and I'm very interested to actually really connect in depth with her. I've just touched a little bit here and there. So if you're ready, Roxie, she looks ready. If you're ready, Barbara, she feels
I'm
ready.
ready. I'm right beside you. You can't see me.
So we're just gonna imagine our feet on the earth, even our bare feet on the earth, allowing us to connect in with our Mother Earth and tap in down to the very core, wrap our energies, our energetic roots down around the core of the earth. And feel that loving energy, that divine earth energy flowing up into our root chakra. Now, I always have invited Sharon or Barbara to make a comment during what I'm doing. I'm sweeping right now, and that's for Barbara, sweeping this root chakra, allowing it to open up. Our sense of safety has been seemingly rocked lately. So most of our root chakras, unless we really focus on grounding, up into a golden bubble, a holding place for this energy, allowing Barbara to feel connected with the earth. Breathing through our root chakra. Yeah, that's better. Allowing it now to expand. Yeah, that's better. Into its full, beautiful self. And now I'm noticed that Roxie has a block in her tail, which to me, my understanding, dogs really rely on being grounded. Dogs, I'm not sure about wild animals, but dogs are one of the most needing to be grounded of the domesticated that I've spoken to. Cows just come by it naturally. They just seem to be connected. Horses are more airy. They don't need as much. Cats are more mystical. But dogs need to be grounded. So this tail block may have come from her getting stepped on by a person or another animal when she was young. I feel like it came around very young. And when they're not grounded, they're floaty. And that can also create some of that jitters, some of the barking, some of the unsurety, some of the unable to connect with tribe. Because if we're not rooted, then the rest of our chakras are shaky as well. So I'm just dealing with that tail block. I'm just checking in now. And now she can receive this beautiful grounded energy. And so it is so. And now what I love to do is just really allow this root chakra to be vibed up by the toning of the sacred sound that we use. And it's like hug. And I invite anyone speaking with us or listening to us to tone with us, or silently, if you care to, vibrate your own bodies. For the viewers can also participate and have this same balancing effect, just like our Sunday night toning, Sharon. Your Sunday night is yours. It's not, but I participate from time to time. Just asking for pack energy to flow through all the root chakras present, through Roxie and Barbara and Bear, connecting them energetically, harmonizing them. Creating that underlying trust when you can feel someone else's energy on the same level as yours. You just fall into it. And so, Sharon, I invite you to give me any comments that you're picking up at this moment.
Yeah, Roxie responded so beautifully to the toning, Carmen, and I'm sensing also that she's connecting with Bear a little tentatively. I can feel her heart kind of reach out and go, I know you've been in my space. Okay, let's chat. It's kind of the energy I feel with the two of them beginning a connection, and Bear seems very patient with her because she's very young.
Hmm. And I just feel such a beautiful energy around Bear.
I do too.
Or the spirit of Bear. Bear is no longer physically with us, but our little guides and angels can show up in many different ways, and Bear has chosen to stay with Barbara and help.
You know, that's interesting with Bear. I got her ashes and I didn't put them in a box. I took them, and my family, my grandchildren came with me. Um, and we went over to the park where we walked all the time. And I let them go there so that she could go back to the world. Um, that was very moving for my grandchildren as well. Um, in fact, my granddaughter actually carried the bag of the ashes. So interesting. And we used to walk along that way all the time with Roxie before I moved here to my new space. So she may have felt her there.
hmm
I'm going to move around and sit beside Roxie on the other side. Big drum. Big drum. We're by a window, but is that okay?
Sure. You're pretty shady. We can
Yeah.
imagine.
The garbage truck is coming by out front. So she's looking at the garbage truck. I could see her eyes moving though. I could see her responding to what you were doing. It's not in me yet to feel that energy. I have to work on that.
That's okay.
So
It's
I
there.
appreciate the feedback.
It's there, and your feedback is also valuable. I always love to hear feedback, uh, even if people have they don't feel like it's positive. It's all right.
Yeah,
It helps me direct myself in the right way.
yeah. That
So,
tail block you mentioned, we talked about this.
mm-hmm.
When I first got her, she always used to sit down and turn around and bite at her back end and then nibble down her leg. And people thought she had fleas. And I'm going, no, she doesn't have fleas. So I've always been curious. When she was spayed, I had the vet check her for problems and he didn't see any. So, but I sensed something was there. And maybe that was bothering her. Is it painful for her?
It's not painful. It just doesn't allow them to stay grounded for very long. It's like if they're on the earth, they may be grounded.
Yeah.
Um, and if they're in the house, in the apartment, in on the pavement's pretty grounding. Um, somewhere that's not natural substances, it flies away instantly. So the occurrence or the how I think of it is that it doesn't allow them to stay in that ooey gooey cradle of Mother Earth energy.
Okay. Would that account for some of her behaviors?
I would suggest yes, and it's not known until we finish this, complete this, to know
Okay.
if the balance and the balance and the grounding will assist her with the listening, hearing your messages,
Yeah.
allowing herself to be the subordinate rather than pushing forward into. When our dogs lead, they are always on alert. So when our dogs lead the pack, they're always on alert because that's the leader's job.
Yeah.
So that makes them very kind of staticky and unsure. Sharon, did you have
Carmen,
something to add?
yeah, I'm feeling her heart warming and I'm feeling her beginning to connect with Bear's energy quite strongly. I'm feeling a lot of warmth in her heart.
I
I
agree
think
with
she's
that.
decided she likes Bear and is okay. I think it's okay that Bear be in her space so that maybe Bear is assuring her that they can share the space with Barbara.
I just had a vision of him licking her muzzle, so I'm not
Oh,
sure if that was actually uh, occurring or, energetically, or if that's
Mhm.
just, in my imagination. But I just felt that when you mentioned it, and it's just so valuable to have your input, Sharon,
Yeah,
and also the pause in between this balance of the root chakra, and we go up to the crown and then back down to the root. Um, but the pause is really interesting for animals because they can really actually absorb that, and she's able to absorb that grounded energy now, or really hold on to it even when she's not in on the ground. So that'll I suggest that will be very helpful to her.
awesome. She's lying on her back here looking for a tummy rub.
uh
I think she's ready for the chakra balance, Carmen.
she is ready, so we'll just allow this
Can you
beautiful.
can you see her?
No,
There. There she is.
Oh, there she is. Okay.
there she is. Nice. So we'll just allow this earth energy, this connecting to all physical life, and which is at its very smallest, minute, is all photonic energy. So we're all photonic, even our desk, even our things that we don't think of as living has photons, photonic energy. And light and sound are so intricately weaved together that when we tone in the sounds, the sacred sounds of each chakra, it allows the photons to readjust and shake out. So if we would just allow that beautiful grounded energy we planted our roots deep in Mother Earth, and allow that earth energy to just be soaked up, just like flowers soak up water from deep in the earth and nutrients into the root, and just allow it to rise into the sacrum, which is about 3 fingers below the belly button. Sweeping Barbaras, this is our tribal connection, our connection with other beings. So that's been shaken lately since a lot of us have been isolated or less able to connect with family and friends. Sweeping Roxie's. Barbara. And Bear is already in balance. I'm just allowing the energies to, it's almost like level out, bringing everybody's energy to the same place in a pack connection through the sacrum. Making sure everybody's in alignment with their own chakra system. Good. Now I'm ready to tone. Sharon, did you have any observations?
Roxy's ready. It's like she's saying, let's get on with it.
Yeah, I felt that she was a bit impatient as well, which is funny that you said that.
She's
Awesome.
snoring and snorting over here.
Yeah.
So the sacred sound for the sacrum is ooh. 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 Nice breath in as if through the sacrum. Ooh. Ooh. Just allow the ripples of that sound to flow up to the crown and back to the root in a beautiful, harmonious connection. And it looks like an infinity sign to me. Always it does, so up to the crown, scooping that divine energy, down to the root, scooping earth energy, and back to the sacrum. And allowing this beautiful earth energy to just be drawn up through the roots that we've planted, the root chakra, the sacrum. Allow it to easily and gently rise to the solar plexus. And that's located just under the ribs. So like 3 fingers above the belly button. And just sweeping through Barbara's. This is our sense of self. This is our power center. Oh.
I'm sensing jittery energy here, Carmen.
Thank you, Sharon. I recognize that. Jittery. I'm just going to write that down at the solar, and that seems to come from Barbara. So that's shared with the pack. And that's part of our sense of self. You are enough, Barbara. You are. And you can step into your own and empower yourself even more than you do now.
Bear is sending energy to Barbara.
Good. Thank you.
I feel tingles.
Do you? Awesome.
I do. I feel tingles.
Roxy's very relaxed. She's just soaking this up.
Good.
I've got my hand on her chest here.
Yeah.
So my message is you are enough, Barbara. You definitely are enough. You're so lovely in your heart, in your mind, and your thought processes and your intuition. And sometimes our negative thoughts are our lower self-talk. Oh, that was silly, or how come I'm being so foolish about that? If we can just rise that up and say, next time I'm going to do something different. Next time I will. So change up the self-talk, look in the mirror, look in your eyes and go, oh man, I like you. And you can work into, I love you. Many people can't say I love you to themselves in the mirror at first. And if we just say, I like you, I do like you. Awesome. And then work into, I love you. And I do that quite frequently, and it's really helped me be loved and love others. Any
Well,
thoughts?
I appreciate that. My life has been a bit in flux. I've had a lot of stuff going on. So
I'm
Mhm.
feeling a lot of beautiful energy flowing, Barbara, between you and Roxie now. It's very balanced, and it's like she's saying, "Okay, mummy. Okay, mummy."
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I hear mommy too. Oh,
yeah. She's scared to take the lead. She's quite scared.
well, that's what creates the jitters because they
Yeah.
can't see the whole picture. If they're leading, they have to be on point. I got to protect everything. Okay, what's
Mhm.
that? What's that? What's that? What's that? Okay, just relax and let Barbara lead. So that's
I'm
why,
feeling that. Yeah.
is she feeling that?
yeah. And there's still perhaps residual habits.
Yeah.
And if you keep reinforcing that you're the leader, I will protect you. I will help you. I will be here. I'm your feeder. I'm your provider. So our whole goal is to allow her to relax into being the second, and bears in the background just holding space for everyone and loving you both.
Yeah, we had quite a bond. Yeah.
Mhm.
It was very sad when I had to let her go, but she was suffering. So
Mhm.
Well, and that's part of our mission as um, the caretakers of our wonderful animals is to allow them to move through their death easily and gently.
yeah.
And I know Mira on the Enlightened World Network had a conversation about welcoming death as easily as life. And EWN has had a couple shows on that, flowing through that process and not being so terrified because we all have 100% death rate.
Yeah. Yes.
Now,
I
it
face
occurred to me this morning that we're all scared. Even if we're getting vaccinated, if we're choosing a vaccination, we're scared of dying of the virus. If we're not getting a vaccination, we're scared of what's in the vaccination, of dying from what's in the vaccination. So we're all actually standing in the same place. It just feels different.
Mhm.
you know, well, it feels different when you're the odd one out sometimes, which is where I'm at.
Your pack is bonded together, though, Barbara, the three of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Roxie is feeling much more comfortable with this balance.
So
So
now we'll tone in the sacred sound of the uh, solar plexus, which is O. Oh. Breathing in as if through the solar plexus. Oh. Saying hello to your power center, your ego, which isn't always bad. We need our ego to help us be who we are. It's just when it's overdone that it becomes a problem. Oh, 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 and one more. Oh. Just reminding you that what I'm doing is connecting the pack through this solar plexus chakra as well, allowing all the chakras to be lined up, each for each Barbara and Roxie.
Carmen, I
Yes,
just wanted to we be mindful of our time. We have about 10 minutes in the show
thank you.
remaining.
Thank you, Sharon. Allowing that earth energy to rise to the heart. Oh, everybody's heart is clean and clear. It's beautiful. So I don't have to sweep very much. Just allow them to interweave energetically together as a pack. And tone in ah. Ah. Breathing in through the heart as if through the heart. Ah. 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 And one more. Ah. As we allow those vibrations to just integrate and weave up to the crown, down to just below the root, picking up more earth energy, flowing up through all the chakras, up to the crown, and picking up just a little bit of that beautiful white light energy from divine in this beautiful infinity shape. Interconnecting and interweaving all the chakras. Allowing that energy from the earth to just rise through all those chakras below into the throat. Very little congestion here. This is our place of our sacred voice, of what we need, what I want, what I think. Interweaving through the pack, through the throat chakra. And then just allowing that. Yes, Sharon?
I'm getting a sense from Roxie that she's been using her voice to protect her mummy. And I just asked her if she would be okay listening to Mummy's voice.
Awesome. Thank you, Sharon.
She actually dozed off for a bit. She was snoring.
Mm-hmm. She's very relaxed.
Yeah.
She's awake, but she's.
Mm-hmm.
Is
So
she
Are you sensing that, Carmen, with the voice?
I hear a yes, and I'm inviting you, Sharon, to ask her to remember, because that helps. I want to
Remember,
sing.
Roxie,
Yes.
you can listen to Mummy's voice.
Yeah.
She says, okay. Cool.
See?
It'd be so easy, right?
Sharon, you're not even going to need me anymore. You're going to be the animal.
I like the teamwork, Carmen.
I do too. I really enjoy it. It's so fascinating. So just allowing that earth energy to rise from the throat into the zeo point, which is at the base of the skull. And that's called the brachio for the animals. I'm including it in this. It's not as common to include it, but I'm including it in this pack. It's important for the animals, for their glands, and so do one, do all.
I'm feeling lots of energy there. Lots of energy in the back of the neck and their shoulders, too.
And Sharon, I'd love for you to share what your impression of the sort of the function of the, I know what I think, but I would like to hear what you think about what the function of the brachial is.
The brachial is in a way it's an extra chakra that helps animals connect with their companions, their human companions especially. And it's
Yeah,
a chakra. It's like heart, throat, soul. It's very much a loving energy that helps you connect.
I
Yeah, and
agree.
I'm feeling just expansion and such a beautiful warmth.
I'm just gonna like say it right now. Thank you, Bear, for coming in and helping, and
Yes,
all of our guides. Bear has been integral in this whole process, so I
that's for
just
sure.
want
That's
to
amazing.
recognize that.
Hmm.
Connecting the pack through the brachial.
Wow.
What's your observation?
Me?
Yeah.
She's much more relaxed. And she's been licking my hand and looking at me lovingly.
Ah,
And
so nice. Well,
yeah,
she knows that you arranged this, so
yeah. So she's licking and
nice.
She
reaching out.
doesn't she
Yeah.
doesn't feel under so much pressure.
No.
Exactly. To be the leader, to be the knower, to be the action.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tone in the sound that I use for the brachial, and that's Lu. Breathing in as if through that one just under the cranium. Lu, 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 lu,
Ooh.
lu, 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 lu. Lu, breathing that in and allow the vibration of that brachial chakra to just flow up to the crown and down to the root, scooping up earth energy, scooping up divine energy, flowing through all, interconnecting and interweaving.
That one surprised her a bit. She kind of perked up and looked at Barbara. I said, what's that?"
Yes, I was going to say, and her tail was wagging.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was Barbara. We can't see your tail from here. That's cool.
Her tail was wagging and she looked up and it's like, what is that? I could see in her face that she was feeling something.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. That more than anything has affected her.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's the connection as Sharon. It's like us and um, our 0 point and similar.
Wow.
So allowing that earth energy to be drawn up through the root, through our roots into the root and sacrum and solar plexus, through the heart and the throat and the brachial, the zeal into our intuitive spot, our third eye. So I'm just checking. Wow, clear. Oh, muddled thoughts. Yes. All right. Allow this beautiful center of thoughts and intuition to just expand. That's better. Relax the mind. Know that the divine nature of, or the divine creator has our backs. Everything is always working out for us, even when we don't think it is. And we empower ourselves by knowing that we are the creators of our existence. So the sound here is A. just through the middle of our forehead. Allowing that to settle in and weave its way, all the gifts of the third eye, weave its way interconnected through the rest of the chakras. And just breathing in that beautiful earth energy right through our root, allowing it to rise to our crown. Our connection with divine. Feel that hand on your back, suspended in a hammock of love. In the middle of divine creation energy and divine earth energy. Oh, everything's clean and clear here at the crown. So we'll just go and do a pack energy through the crown. And tone in the sacred sound, which is E. Allow that to be in perfect alignment and congruency with all the others, all the chakras, right through the body, or the energetic body, metaphysical body. And Roxie, yep. Good. Barbara and Bear, thank you, Bear. Allowing the sound of that beautiful sound to weave its way down to the earth, scooping up earth energy and back up through the crown, scooping into divine energy and just resting there for a moment. Now tone one sound, one sacred sound on every chakra to just come back down into connection and balance and groundedness. Ground in this beautiful pack energy, this beautiful pack connection. To the third eye with A. Grounding this connection and balance and harmony into the brachial with Lu. Lu, 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 Lu. Down to the throat with I. I. Connecting back into the heart with Ah. Ah. To the solar plexus with O. O. To the sacrum, into this connected balance and harmony with U. Ooh, ooh. And finally 3 on the sacred root with Ah, like hug. Ah. Ah. Beautiful. Do we have any time left, Sharon?
We're at about 5 after, Carmen. We're still on. We haven't been booted off, so if you
Oh,
want to complete.
That was cool. I had trouble with the chakra sounds at the top, not in the middle. So is part of the issue, I'm not clear. I wonder with all the upset I've had the last while, if that has contributed, even
Could
though
very well do that, Barbara. Could very well do that. Yeah.
so all of our emotions contribute to, if we take them on as if they're true, which we do feel them, but they unbalance us.
interesting. It wasn't troublesome for Roxie because I saw her respond, but
They're much easy. They just release things, especially emotions. They just go, "Hey, yeah, that's not serving me." Whereas we tend to become friends with our, especially our lower emotions, our fear, our, and it feels familiar, and it's almost like giving away, you know, a passive aggressive friend that's not serving you.
yeah.
So we're just going to close our sacred space and thank all our guides and wisdoms that have joined us with 3 ohms. Thank you all for participating, being here, watching us, commenting with us. We love to connect with you and feel your presence.
Thank you, Roxie and Barbara, for being here today and just being so willing to participate in this.
Thank you so much to the two of you. This was very enlightening and very interesting. And I so appreciate it from my heart. Thank you. And she's up now. She's up looking around. But when we were doing those last 3 ohms, her tail wagged and it was like, okay.
Yeah.
Did that tail blocking go away?
Yes, I took the swept it and flossed it and got it moving so that that's not an issue anymore.
Oh,
Awesome. Well, we'll say goodbye to our online audience.
bye.